Come and join me on stage 3 of my adventures on the International Appalachian Trail. On this leg we're starting at the castle in Donegal town and finishing at Ardara, the Guardian Giant of Mullaghcarn, or in this case the Ice Giant of Mullaghcarn. Good morning, and here we are in Donegal town, Donegal Castle just behind me. Nice little backdrop to start the day. I've just come into town to get a cup of coffee, and then I'm heading back to the little crossroads where we left off the last time. I have my little change of bike with me today. Probably something I should have had the last time, but more appropriate to what I did on the last trail was the gravel bike was probably more suited to what I'm going to be doing today, but it's all good fun. It's good to get a bit of variation. So hey, I'm back again, back at a little crossroads where I left off. Last time I went down that leafy road to Donegal town, but now we're back on the International Appalachian Trail. Obviously the trail and the Blue Stacks overlap substantially, but the Blue Stacks goes into the town, but the Appalachian Trail, which is obviously what we're doing, cuts straight on and leaves the town out. It goes across a busy road, and then we're back on to quiet roads again. It's quite funny being back here because you plan these routes, you spend quite a bit of time looking at the maps and zooming in on Google and seeing all the strategic places, and then you video it when you're actually doing it, and then you edit the video and you see it all over again, and now I'm back here all over again, so it's all quite nostalgic, I guess. But it's time to get moving on. Bit of sunshine today, very exciting. Just leaving the Blue Stacks behind us. And we're off, cycling into the sunshine. It's actually quite unusual. To get off the main road, even that was only a short spell. That was a delightful road. There's something about that bit of grass up the middle. Very Donegal. We're certainly not in the wilderness quite to the same extent as we were in the first two sections. Lots of houses about them scattered. It's still very beautiful. Bridge. So at Liganoni Hall, which we just passed at the bottom of the hill, there's a public loo which can be useful. As you head up the hill, there's a sign for Liganoni Scenic Walk loop that goes where we are going into Meenadreen Wind Farm. Now we follow the loop walk, but where it turns right, we turn left. There are no IAT signs in the wind farm whatsoever, so this is where you either need your map or, like I'm doing, use the app. What an interesting spot for a picnic. At the side, the wind turbines kind of grow on you just because they add a little bit of drama. But it is otherwise a dramatic landscape without them, but it's something you have to get used to. Well, I do have to say that I thought because we'd left the heart of the Bluestack Mountains that the landscape wouldn't be so dramatic, but I was certainly wrong. This is worth it. It's the Appalachian Trail, dude. Well, the first signpost in a long time. Good to see it. Just to remind me of where I am. Compared to the Bluestacks, there's a lot more signs. So you do need your map if you're coming through the monster turbines, but that was certainly quite interesting and looks like it should be continuing as more fun as I go downhill here. Kelly's Bridge. It's a little border crossing. Information. As we come up from Kelly's Bridge, there's the Kelly Brothers Rock, whatever the connection is. This is us on the right, heading into the forest. So if anybody's wondering about the continuity as to how it was a sunny November's day when I came through here, blue skies, 11 degrees. As I was cycling from Donegal, from the wee crossroads to Kelly's Bridge, everything was fine. Quite a bumpy road coming through the wind turbines. I crossed the bridge, put the bike down, did a bit of filming, got back on the bike, went to cycle off, rear derailleur failed, the clutch failed, and I lost all the tension in the chain, which I didn't notice. The chain came off and broke, leaving me just sort of semi-stranded. So I had to turn around and go back chainless. It was good fun freewheeling down the hill, but I obviously had to walk the uphills. The joys of cycling. Well, it's great being on forest trails. You come to a junction, you don't need to stop and give way. Come to a little bend in the road where we actually go around the hill that's in front of us. Thank goodness I'm going over it. It's coming up to the Darach River. Good flow today. So I've been on a quite quiet road here. Only passed one car today. I'm about to join a road here. So it's interesting to see what the traffic's like. Quaint old church. So Kildares have plenty of displays. There's a board here, of course, on the Appalachian trail, and there's another one in the town as well. And this one gives you a bit of more local information on things from highwaymen to atmospheric phenomenon and poets. An interesting read, a good place to stop. There's a shop here on a chipper and another signboard just up from the community centre. So plenty of information if you want to stop here for something to eat. So a right turn here and then into some civilization, I believe. Top of the hill. Hills. You enjoy the hills. So what goes up has to come down. And we're in the town of Killen, somewhere where you can get food. Oh look, the chip is actually open on a Sunday. Very good. I have my energy drink and my chocolate bars, so I'm okay today. Okay, still on road, but nice and quiet. There's the twirling wind turbines up above us. Getting a good push today. Okay, we're in an interesting spot if you're into this sort of thing. We've been on the International Appalachian Trail, as you know. There it is. But at this point, we also join the Ulster Way, which comes down from the top of that road, having come over that hill, drops down this road, and then meets the International Appalachian Trail and goes that way. So the weather has changed quite a bit, so it's got a bit rough. But at least we're at the high point now. Well, at least I assume that's a high point up ahead, and I should be able to drop down. Obviously we're up in the wind turbines, so we're as high as we're going, as high as we want to be. So let's get going. This little stretch through the trees is nice. Nice variation. So many cars all day. Hilarious. Another shop en route, very handy. I mean, it doesn't look open on a Sunday. We have a brief joining with the road here. And right and then left again. It certainly looks like a quiet road. So an interesting sign, but we're not going over the fence, I don't think. I think we're following the fence on this side. So we'll see where we end up. Convenient style. So I've just come across something quite novel. Here we are in the middle of what feels like nowhere, and for no particular reason I happen to have come down right beside this post. It has a friendly little cup on it, and just beside the cup there's a well. How useful is that? I'm not going to take it. It doesn't actually look very inviting, and it's the sort of day when you don't really need to drink very much because it's kind of... So it did kind of occur to me earlier, for a bike point of view, the thing they've done was once you got to the summit is come back down again and come through the other wind turbine farm this road up sooner. That's what the trail shows. It's interesting, sort of, because there's a signpost here with IAT on it and Ulster Way, but it's not exactly suggesting that you go the way I've just come, but if you'd come around here, there is a sign for that well. Holy well. Can you drink out of a holy well? So I'm a bit confused, but the map showed me to come down that way, which is what it did, but obviously there are simpler ways. Just if you want to be. That was a bit reminiscent, obviously, of the Blue Stacks. But it was a lot rougher. I'll have to do it again, just drop back down the road, having had the opportunity to suss it out. Point of interest, If we had headed down that main road over there, it would have taken us to the, get the name right, the Ulster American Folk Museum, I think it's called. Or if you paddle down the river, you'd get there too. This is about a 10-minute cycle from here. So just every now and then it's worth coming off the beaten track and taking in a little bit of the extra tourism attractions. So something worth bearing in mind. Somewhere I've never been, I must admit. So just pulled in a moment to get a bit of chocolate and an energy drink. So I have to admit to being kind of worn out. Going over Bessie Bell was tough. Had to get off and push a bit. Haven't managed to had the push since, other than pushing myself. This was about less than half an hour back to where I was hoping to finish at the car park in Gortin Glen. So I'm looking forward to that, but I still had to stop. It's been a tough all day, but marvellous. So I'm sitting on a bridge where the path kind of splits all over the place. I'm in Gortin Glen Forest, and my original plan was when I cross the river here, the path goes left and I was going to go right to do a little visit to see someone, but I've run out of daylight and I've also run out of energy even if it was enough light. So I'm just heading back to the car park and that'll be me for the day. So you can just see the little bridge there. The trail comes down from the left, crosses the bridge and then drops on down into the car park. But we're taking the detour to the Guardian. We're heading up the hill here. Let's see if it's a worthwhile detour. When I came in last time, it was quite late and quite dark and I was absolutely exhausted. Wouldn't have fancied cycling up this. You can see the track winding on ahead up to the top. And I'm back about 10 days later and it's been snowing, as you might have gathered, which makes cycling up the hill a bit even more difficult. Need a low gear to get up the hill, but the back wheel is so slippery. But the snow's fantastic, absolutely wonderful. The atmosphere it creates. Hopefully that moon is not an omen for me not making it before the sunset. Oh wow, look at that. Really cool. Hello. There it is.